Slang Q.
World famous, yes. World famous, yes.
I agree with everything the madam was saying.
Nonsense.
Are you dumb?
Is Kiguana lie?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am your man, Sir Tokes, and we are back here with the Mandem Podcast, also known as the Slang and Tokes Show. And as I stated, I am Sir Tokes, and I cannot be doing this without my man of the hour, the Tower of Power. Too sweet to be sour.
Far too much description. I'm chiming in early. It's yours truly.
He actually got up and took a shower.
Okay.
But anyways,
Yeah. I got it. Yours truly, Slang you in the building. We're here for the Madam Show, another episode, and we have a special guest in the building.
Special guest.
We decided we had too much testosterone in the building. We needed to bring in some estrogen. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Estrogen.
We need some flower power.
Estrogen.
Yeah.
We needed breasts in the building, so
There
we
you
brought
go.
them in all the way from
Jesus. Thank you.
Introduce yourself, young lady.
I am Sasha's Curves.
Sasha's Curves. I
Sasha
like
Kerr's in the
that.
building, and Sasha's too shy to tell you, but she's a big time plus size model. She
Way.
travels all over the continent.
Really?
And she goes down runways.
Really?
She shows off various fabrics of
Really?
various designs. So we have to big her up and big up her.
How are you holding this situation? How are you holding this information for me? Can we,
the one that has
can we
it.
pause now so I can just talk and holler at
No,
real quick?
stop.
All right.
Okay.
All right. My bad.
Focus.
Okay.
Back to the show.
All right. Sorry. I'm putting the dirty guy away. Anyways, we got 3 topics as usual.
Yes, sir.
All right. The first one is a nice, interesting one.
Yes, sir.
This topic is about biracial and bicultural relationships. And we want to know if it's actually helping society or if it's not really doing anything at all for the human race.
So to break it down for the non-college students, what we're asking is interracial and intercultural relationships, are they making us better as society in terms of race relations and cultural understanding, or is it just something?
Is it just is it just extra?
It's just something to do.
Well, do you want to guess to start?
I don't know how to answer this, to be honest with you. Are they helping? I don't think they're hurting. But I just don't see what they're really, how they're furthering us. I don't know, it's really weird.
Are you for or against?
I used to be against. I used to be like, him don't know himself, when I see
Boy,
I know the feeling.
No, like I really used to look at black guys and be like, I'm a single black woman and I'm sitting here by myself because you're over there with Becky with the good hair. And
wow, she went there. She went there.
And,
Wow.
a lot of my friends are, single, and then we can't find any of you guys because, you guys date white women. And it was specifically white women. It wasn't Indian or Asian. It was just white women for some reason.
Okay.
And then I got over it.
What? Here's the question: why did you get over it?
What you do, who you do it with, doesn't bother me. It did at one point, and I don't know why. I don't know you, but now it's just like.
Understandable. I honestly think society has changed how we do most of the things we do in life. So back in the day when we'll say 80s and 90s, it was strictly stick with your own, be it culture, stick with your own race, and don't mix because you are losing your culture, you're losing your history, you're losing your legacy and so forth. So it made dating very difficult for some. At the same time, people like myself, I was more multicultural in terms of life.
Okay.
I mean, I was one of few black males, even African males, in the schools I went to until I went to high school.
Okay.
And so I saw mostly white, Oriental, Aboriginal, whatever. So that's what I saw. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd never hate on a black woman in my life. That's crazy. That's like spitting in my own face.
Right.
And that's not thing.
Do you date outside of your race?
Most definitely.
You do?
I have, only because, again, I've learned that people are the same.
Right.
No matter what,
Right.
because the same, again, you can put a a black woman in front of me with a white woman in front of me, and if that black woman was smoking rather than the white woman not smoking, I'd go to where I would feel more comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have nothing to do with race,
Okay.
right? Now, don't get me wrong, I pushed before for my own culture, my own race, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, again, it just didn't work out.
Did you ever buy into white women treat me better than
No.
the black woman?
No.
None of that?
No,
Okay.
that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because, again, my mother was black.
Right.
So why would I think another race would treat me better than my own?
Right.
Right? So, again, it was just a matter of what was there. And again, when you're there and you're exposed to all that,
Right.
it builds up the understanding of different cultures, different races, and that made me a bit more versatile and more respectful to other cultures, such the Aboriginal culture, such as the East Indian cultures, the Trinidadian cultures, the Guyanese cultures, even the other African cultures. Even you can go deeper with religions, some Buddhists, some Christians, some Muslims. You respect it all because you open your spectrum to welcome everything in your path.
So high school, because Slang and I went to high school together.
Okay.
I think that we mostly saw, it was like, I don't want to say our high school was like predominantly black.
Okay.
But you never really saw any of it really, and we live in Brampton, so it's like, it's a lot of
Yeah. More so now than before.
More so now than before, and
Right.
you definitely see the interracial couples now than you did back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't in the forefront.
Okay.
It really wasn't. So it's almost like you stick to
What you know.
what you know.
Right.
You know. So, but as I've gotten older, I have not dated outside of my race, and for me, it's not that I'm not interested in dating outside of my race. I just haven't had someone outside of my race interested in dating me.
So you're saying someone? Oh, so okay, that starts something else then. Because if that's the case, and you're waiting for some guy to come and sweep you off your feet, you do know this is 2016
No,
right now.
No. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm
Because
just
if you
saying-
saw a man that was interesting,
Uh-huh.
cute, whatever, had great, looked like Bernard with the good hair.
Okay.
I know you don't have Becky with the good hair, but
Okay.
but if we had that guy and he came, stepped to you, said, "You, what's up?
Right.
How you doing? I'd like to take you out for dinner." You're gonna tell me no?
No, I'm going to tell you yes.
Okay,
But that
then.
has not happened, is what I'm saying.
That's the thing, though. Because it's not happening, why don't you flip the script? Why don't you go out for Bernard with the good hair?
Because I'm shy.
Oh,
That's a different topic.
hold on though.
About-
Did we not just hear that you're on runways? And
Yeah, that's a different beast though. That's work. So
Okay.
I wouldn't approach, not would it, I have not approached someone and, you know, hi, can I take you out kind of thing, because I
Oh, now don't get me wrong. You don't have to take that person out. I'm just
Right.
saying, showing interest.
I have not done that, no. That's a different topic.
It's
Hang on,
all about the
culture.
same topic
That's a
because
different-
because
that's a
because the
different
fact
topic.
the fact is
Back to save the day because I hear what's going on.
Please
I
thank you.
apologize. I stepped out for a minute, and I don't know. I'll help
Yeah, I
you
took it too far.
to the
Yeah.
dating show.
I don't know why you got there.
Let me get
My
back.
relationship.
My race.
Okay.
okay.
I heard her speaking about high school days. Oh, so I didn't get to say my 2 cents. So I'm going to say my
Right,
2
okay.
cents. My 2 cents is this simple. They are helping. They're just not for me.
Okay. You should see your face
Yeah,
right
It's
now when you
it's
said
not for me.
that.
Not you.
No, and I'm not even gonna go and say never, because you can never say never. Nobody knows who they're. Although I do believe you can control who you fall in love with, but sometimes you choose not to put on control. So
course.
therefore, you could fall in love with anyone.
Yep.
Fine.
Most definitely.
But of course they're helping. Of course, if you have two different races or two different cultures coming together as a family, their children are no longer going to be one race or one culture,
Right.
which none of us are anyway. But we act like we are. We visibly divide ourselves by cultures and races. But
Right.
ultimately, we all have blood of everything. But having said that, these children are going to be mixed. And Farrakhan said it back in the 90s, the browning of a nation. Eventually, we're not going to have white and black. We're going to have caramel.
No,
Or
and he's probably
he's very right.
80% right.
He's very right.
Very right.
He's
Because
very
there's
right.
still going to be the adamant people.
Yeah.
And again, it's shown in the States that there's people who will never change what they think about another race, another
That's
culture.
right.
So it's not.
But soon those people will be extinct.
But again, exactly. I mean, over time, again, maybe not in our generation, 2, 3, or 3 generations down the line, it will be the point where everyone is just people. No more race.
Right,
Yeah, and I love to see that in my lifetime because maybe life will be a bit more tolerable.
Tolerable.
Because again, with all the situations that are going on in the world, having that not thought about or thrown in your face all the time
Right.
would be enjoyable to see.
Well, now that's going to lead right into our next topic.
That's my
So-
segue. You like how I
Oh, you worked it
Very
out?
nice. I'm smarter than I look.
Are the
buddy.
brains of the operation, as I was told
Right,
earlier.
it's true. I have the brains. I have the brains. Someone said
He said that.
Oh, he said that.
The brains,
Oh, he's a
the
brains,
brains
okay.
said that.
Well,
Yeah.
she's implying that I have a nice face, so obviously she's countering what you thought before.
My name is. There's no two. And don't involve me. I'm only here.
Sorry.
I just got back.
All right.
On to the next topic, Sir Tokes.
Yes.
The next topic is race relations. Like, we're all black people in this room. Do you guys think that race relations is getting better
No.
in general, or is it getting worse?
Sasha,
Or is it just in the middle?
I have my take on that.
Oh, let me go first.
Okay, go first.
Because I missed pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
I think in light of what we just talked about in terms of the mixing cultures and races, it's getting better that way, organically. I think human beings want to force a quick solution to this race problem, and there's no quick solution to solve it because there's no quick mess up. It's been hundreds of years of work to get us to this point where some of us is viewed, no matter where we are in this world, a certain race or culture is viewed less than another race and culture, or shade, because we have shadeism, which is a version of racism.
Oh yes, yeah. Definitely.
So
Right.
it is getting better in terms of that organic. Everybody's mixing up anyway. The world is becoming a flat surface through
Right.
the internet, and we have more knowledge and blah blah blah. But I think it is still stagnant in the humans putting their hand on it, like in our efforts to change it.
Okay.
Everything that we're trying to do, I'm sorry.
nothing.
I'm not saying it's not doing nothing, because we can't say nothing. Because obviously, our generation wasn't as racist as the 2 generations before us, and as you go back, that's how it is, and as we go forward, that's how it is. I'm
But
sure our
there's
kids
still
will be less
racism.
racist.
So
But there's
the way-
still
The
racism.
way I view that question is, what has it gotten better? Has racism gotten worse? That's the way I view that
Right,
question.
of course.
And I think there's still people out there that are hella racist. You see all these videos nowadays, people are posting and this and that, and I'm not talking about like our own people. I'm talking
Right? No,
Right,
of course.
racists calling us the N-word. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It's gotten better. I think maybe it's stagnant. I don't know.
But do you think there's many people like that? Do you think there's
Yeah, I
less?
definitely think
Okay.
that there's a lot of people out there that closeted racist, like someone at work.
No.
This person at work, and I definitely feel like she's
Of course,
racist, and
of course.
she holds a very high position. And the reason why I feel that way is because she doesn't talk to like the black people. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll talk to a brown people, hi, how are you? But the black people, she'll just bypass us. Like those kind of things too. At work, you see it. They're not vocal with it, of course, and they try to act like they're
Oh, I'll stop you there because sometimes the undercover type of races are the ones that are very vocal. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? They make the jokes and they think everything's funny, but really and truly deep down, it's
You're
like,
right.
They're serious about
what
it.
are you saying right now?
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to cut you off, but I do think in the span of the last, 40 years, racism has done this whole hills and valleys thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
at one point in the, we'll say, 80s and 90s, it was on a valley. It wasn't as bad, right? And now, I hate to say it, come 2000 and up, there's an uproar of violence
But then
towards...
I gotta disagree with you because the 90s is OJ.
No, hear me out though. It wasn't It wasn't the fact that it was a black man that did it. No. Hold on. Hear me out. It's not a fact that I wouldn't say that's the only factor.
Okay.
You have a celebrity.
Of course.
This is a man who was a football star.
Of course.
A movie star.
Of course.
And he had a very high-profile mixed relationship.
Yeah.
It wasn't because he was black.
No. Because he was a black movie star, football star. And
Black first.
Yeah, and not only that, him being a superstar made us feel like, okay, if anybody can, he can get the fair shake.
You're right, but
that's how we felt. We felt like, well, even if he's guilty, this is how screwed up race relations was.
Yeah.
Even if he was guilty, which most of us believe that he was now, we backed him because the system screwed so many of us over. It was like, we don't care if this guy killed 2 people.
Isn't that sad?
But that's what I'm saying. The '90s wasn't that much. It wasn't.
You're right. It wasn't.
Maybe it was more.
It was in a little valley at its time. But again, when it came up to 2000 and so forth, there was an uproar of violence, and it was mostly race related.
Right.
And now we have an election that is going on in the U.S. that has peaked. It's at its highest point right now I've ever seen.
This is the most overt racism.
And you can see everybody coming out the woodwork because they can, because they think it's right. So, I mean, the fact that you have all these undercover guys and girls saying, you know, we can deal with it, whatever, but then they're at the rallies saying, let's make this white, blah, blah, and on the wall and all that. I'm sorry. It is at the worst right now. It is worse because, I mean, you had situations with the Zimmerman case and Tavon Martin, right? All those people, all the cops, the situations that were happening in the U.S. with black males or black females, race related, I believe. Again, I believe there could be situations that it was some coincidence that this person was doing this at the wrong time, whatever. But most of them were racially charged situations. So that's why I said, and again, I really never saw anything about people cops even shooting race situations since Rodney King. And that was and the Rodney King beating was a race-related situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than that, you didn't see anybody talk about that.
Not too much, no.
Right? So now all of a sudden, it was one situation, then another. Then you have a whole Facebook monologue or Facebook page or collage of 17 people being killed in the last 2 months. You have cops that are going to jail or losing their jobs or transferring because of their situations.
There's been a lot of revealing of racism.
Right, and again, it's not just against black people. I mean, it's against other races as well.
It's much as
But we tend to look at it like it's just our problem, though, because we see so many of it happening within our culture.
Now you're saying black people as our problem, or just as in North America, or as in Canada, or
Well,
in the US?
I think first of all we need to look in-house. I think before, let's not even talk about. We don't have too many of those situations where cops are killing our young brothers out here.
Right.
Except for what's his name, Jermaine Gurney, the one that happened at Kennedy and Steele's there.
Yeah. Him
just recently?
Like 2 years ago, I think.
We're horrible with facts. I don't watch news, people.
We'll talk about another show though.
On the streetcar with the knife.
Oh,
Those are
right.
the two.
Sammy.
Yateen?
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like in our own backyard, we don't see as much as, our partners across there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hurtful because it's all black faces. And that's what grabs me. Like, we live in Brampton, no deal Peel, and they're racist too. And it's just really, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's getting better. I feel like it's just getting worse.
Okay.
Worse though. See, I don't know. I think it's stagnant. I think stagnant. I just feel like it's just like, because again, on the underground with people sleeping with each other, having children,
going back to the biracial,
biracial and the mixing of and marriages and all of these things. I think that is changing it without us trying. It's just changing it.
It's changing, yeah.
And then, but on the other hand, the things that you guys are saying is making it not change. So there's kind of like a organic change, and then the forced change is just stagnant to me. I think it's racism, because even in the times where you're speaking of, say when it wasn't as bad, I think it was still there.
Oh yeah,
we just didn't see
We
it.
just didn't see it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It wasn't it wasn't the first thing that people were talking about.
Yeah, and I don't know if
Media
that's
was
better
not
or
jumping,
worse.
Media wasn't jumping on the situation on a regular basis. We knew it was happening, and we just didn't pay mind.
I have an interesting sub-question really quick. Do you guys believe that we are all racist in some way?
Yeah, I am. Just a little bit. I'm so sorry.
I gotta say it that way.
It's sad. I'm not gonna.
My friend
Yes.
says I'm not a racist, I'm a peopleist.
we all, well, again, now are you talking us as an individual?
The
Yeah,
better
there's
is individuals.
individuals.
Because
Yeah.
I can't say I'm racist.
Okay, maybe
For some things, you can't say you're racist.
maybe the word is prejudiced.
Or, okay, maybe.
Prejudice. I think we're all prejudiced in a way.
No.
You don't.
No, really?
No.
No.
You don't associate certain things with certain
With race?
cultures
No, you
and
don't.
certain races.
You don't.
I have, and that's why I'm different from most. I've trained myself not to let myself be prejudiced. I mean, there's comments and views that might not be the same, but on the real, I can't be because of how I grew up, and not because it wasn't drilled into me to be a certain way, right? I just broke the mold. I went the other way. I looked the other way. So when it came to dealing with an East Indian person, I thought of them the same as a white person.
Okay, let me ask you a simple question. You're driving down the street.
Okay, that's what I'm
and
gonna
you
say.
get-
You're prejudiced.
You get cut off by a man, and you pull up and you see that man is a certain. You're not saying.
Nope.
You don't think.
Really? That's
You don't
number
think
one
it
for
figures.
me.
It must have been them. No.
No.
Okay, you're good.
You're good. You're good.
Again,
That's
I'm
the
not saying
first thing.
again, but I'm not saying that I have moments where I'm thinking,
Everybody has lapses.
right.
Right.
But again, I've trained myself to keep it open, keep it fresh, keep it,
Okay.
optimistic.
Face value. That's good.
Yeah,
Good, 'cause if
because
I- you
it's
cut
not
me off
fair.
and I
Because the
look-
minute karma happens,
No, and I get
right?
that.
So if I use that time to say and use that evil, snarky, sarcastic, whatever to that person, it's gonna come to me tenfold.
I feel that way, but the driving thing, that
I think that's
all
automatic.
over
That's
that
why
racism.
I had to ask right now.
No,
That's automatic.
That's
It's
automatic for me.
It's automatic in various situations of the same type, but we're gonna leave it right.
Keep it.
Oh, I don't want to make
Yeah.
it seem like I'm racist, though. You can't just go off and just say.
So then
like,
explain.
I was just no about the driving thing.
Right.
Completely,
Okay.
100%. Like
Right.
if I'm in Newmarket,
Right.
if I'm in Scarborough,
Right.
instantly it's just like,
Yeah.
yo, I can't be in the city because these Asian people are gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna hit somebody. I need a Mack truck.
I thought she was trying to explain.
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
Now she is now elaborated the
No,
fact
it's going.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
You
sorry.
know, only with the driving
6 feet, 6
stuff.
feet, not
though.
even no. 6 feet, not even no.
Only
Keep on
with the
digging.
driving stuff is kind of like
Bring the whole-
when I just
It's automatic.
said
It's
that, you know,
automatic.
that's where it ends for me. But I just want to put that out there. I don't want people to be like, oh, this girl's a racist. I'm
Okay.
not.
I think we all.
Now, okay. Here's
Alright.
now. I don't mean to drag this on, but a quick question myself: have you felt recently that race has affected you on a say for at work, professionally? No, has it flipped on you
I think it always affects us. It's always in my mind.
recently? I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
But
For
that-
me, I'm almost 6 feet. I'm a big girl, right? So you see my presence, right? So there's this particular person. Every time he sees me or tries to have a conversation with me, he brings up violence. So I'm saying to him, like, I don't give off this violent presence at all.
Right.
Like the minute I open my mouth, you're like, oh, she's silly or funny or whatever. But so I said to him, every time you talk to me, you bring up some like I'm violent. I'm like, where's that? Oh no, I don't. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
He probably doesn't even know he's doing it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You're
but why
oblivious.
is that though? Like,
That's the thing.
So it's subconscious. It's a systematic
because
race.
you have
That's
people who
systematic
make
racism.
jokes about how people only eat fried chicken,
Right.
drink
Systematic
purple drink,
racism.
and have watermelon at every function they have.
Right.
You know what? I'm African. I know nothing about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not American, but that's what their norm is.
Right.
Thinking, yeah.
So again, I can't fault him because he's only seen. I understand.
That's a good way to think.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't think that way, but it's a good way to think. And to answer your question, I think I was going to say that me personally, speaking for myself, I always, as a black man, will always feel that I'm being judged by being black first. That's the first thing that they, and it's as simple as things like what I wear to work.
like now?
No.
Oh.
Don't run out. Don't run out.
Sorry.
But hold on now. But hold
Even
on.
if I'm wearing, no, but not. If, for example, that's only when people aren't in the building.
Oh,
But if there's people in the building,
You should
and
see what he's wearing.
if I can't,
Scandal, sorry.
I'm not at work. If he came,
Okay.
if I came to work dressed in blue jeans, and the other guy came to work dressed in blue jeans,
Right.
they'd be looking to see if my blue jeans were sagging. This is me. I'm not saying it's actual truth, but
100%.
we have been conditioned to feel
Feel
this
that
way.
way.
I understand.
Yeah,
And
I
I
might be
agree.
totally wrong.
No, I agree.
I might be totally, but I have caught them looking at what I'm wearing, and I don't catch them looking at the other guy's wearing. But I also not looking for them to catch that guy. But I believe it's always a issue.
Yeah, again, I don't have the problem based on what I do because everybody's on the same level in terms of uniform or whatnot. So
Right, that's
you
true.
don't see that.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, again, with all the jobs and all the situations I've put myself in, I've kept myself at an equal playing field with everything. It's something that I have learned that if you keep up with the times with these folks, then they have no reason to keep you down. Based on how you
a good way to
dress.
think, man.
I mean, look, the way I
It's the best way
speak,
to think.
the way I speak is different than most, right? The way I articulate is different than most.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
I
get
don't
that.
give them a chance.
Yeah.
That's why I've trained myself.
See,
in a
okay,
way.
that brings me to this different thing again. This is my problem is that I although I agree with what you're saying, and I agreed with
You're
your
wondering
point.
why do we have to do it?
Yes!
I know.
Yes.
That is my problem.
Okay.
And I know it is
Okay.
we gotta play the game
The
to get
game,
along, but
yeah.
I believe that the time. This is what you know.
It's
What?
all about this.
This
It's
is
all
the-
about the game and how you play.
But this is what I actually
But
believe.
why do we have to play?
I believe that playing the game is perpetuating the game. We are participating in the game, and therefore the game stays and continues. Whereas if we actually, as a people, which we can never, this will never happen, and it would never happen for any race. That's the problem. Another problem. Black people seem to think that we should all get together and do something. There's no race on this planet that all of them have gotten together and done something. They might do better together, but they don't all look the same way.
Right.
No race on this
Right,
planet.
right.
But having said that, for something to change, it would be us rebelling against the system. Whereas we have this 1 foot in, 1 foot out mentality. We have to be in to win
100%.
and change. There's truth in that. There's truth in that. But far too often I see guys getting in and they change.
Right.
They don't change the system. They just go in the system and they
adapt.
adapt to the
Yeah.
system.
Here's the
And they
thing.
think because they got 10 of their homies' jobs,
Right? It's all fair.
it's
I'm done. I don't have to do
You
nothing
don't have to
else.
do anything.
I have arguments with black people all the time about responsibility of being black. And I believe there is a responsibility of being black to your fellow black people.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people who don't, they think that we're all individuals, so we should all have a choice. But the problem with that mentality is you're not individually judged. You're judged as a people. So if you keep thinking, oh, it's all about me, no.
it's
OJ again, back to him is a
but
prime
it
example.
It goes deeper than that. First of all, who do you think invented the game?
They did, of course.
Right. So if you're not playing by their rules, I'm sorry, you're going to lose. So the key to here's the thing.
We
need our own game
No,
now.
but here's the thing. When
what
we try to have people start the game, and what happened? We had to talk before. Man, got silenced.
Yeah.
The last leader we had
But it,
was
what are you-
silenced.
We're saying lay down and die. is what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
I'm not saying lay down there. I'm saying we need someone to stand up for
You stand
us.
up.
I'd love to stand up. I'd love to stand up. I would love to take a political field and go and take it with it for sure. But again, there's going to be other people in that game that's going to shoot me down.
Of course.
But again, if you play by the rules, you have no way to be shot down. If you speak the right way, no, when I say speak the right way, when you speak their talk,
Yeah.
and
No, I understand
and you
that
deal
stance.
with
I
it
get
the
it.
right way. No, I want to say the right way. You deal with it their way,
Their way.
their way. Again, I'm not trying to be racist
But
and
then
whatnot.
you conform, and
That's
then
no
when
problem.
does
No, not conforming. You are now in that place to educate.
Wolf in the sheep's clothing.
When you step in there and you see the surroundings, you now take apart each part. It's just taking apart the foundation bit by bit. Take it down, break it down until everybody realizes what's going on. And then from there, you're
But
going to say,
what
and
I'm
you bring the
saying-
homies, boom.
I don't see the difference between that and a Malcolm and a Martin. They're still going to eventually reach to that point, that ceiling.
And they're
where
gonna
they
silence
say,
it.
hey,
That's the
you're
thing.
telling them too much.
They were again. We're at a society where there is no ceiling now.
Yeah, that is true.
There before were silenced.
That is true.
Yeah.
Right? Even when JFK, he got assassinated because he was getting too of a different type of person. So
Unless
they had
you're
to
conspiracy
right again. I'm just saying. So I'm saying like again because at that time in that day and age, the powers of be were the powers that be, and they can silence you.
Yeah.
That's why people are silenced. So
bit.
now,
You're right.
if we have someone to step up and make it known and fight without deteriorating, you will definitely make a difference.
Last point, if I could
Yeah.
give the last point. I think the problem is, even if you have somebody step up, we are at a crossroads or a mid-range or we're at a plateau as black people where we aren't we're just far enough to be comfortable, but not far enough to advance. So
Yeah.
some of us think, we don't need a leader. We don't need somebody to tell us which way we need to go. And some of us think, yeah, well, we do need a leader. If we're not even in a unified, and when I use that word loosely, we're not in a unified thought of we all need to get better, then I don't know if it'll ever change.
How are we getting? But again, I'm going to smooth this out real quick. But how are we supposed to get better when our supposed leaders aren't really doing anything?
Who are our leaders?
That's the bigger question.
That's true, and I'm not talking about political leaders.
Okay.
I'm talking entertainment. I'm talking
All forms.
Yeah, all forms. There's, again, I'll even throw into the music industry right now. The music industry for most hip hop, rap, and whatnot is going south in my book. So these guys who are leading the industry are putting out crap music because either they're conforming to what is being told to them, or they just have no creativity.
Oh yeah, you're going into the next door.
That's my segue. Listen, no, this is
I'm sorry.
Tell him. That's the segue. Anyways, we won't go there, but we are going to go there because now the last topic we're going to talk about is a fun topic, and the topic is pretty much Michael Jackson versus Prince. Who do you think was better? I say was because, of course, we have
R.I.P. to the legends.
It happens.
Both of them.
They actually passed away the same way.
That is like.
Yeah, so they say.
Yeah.
They both did die of a drug overdose.
Yeah.
So they say. That is crazy.
And Whitney, don't forget Whitney, although she's not part of this
Yeah,
topic.
Whitney's a
but,
legend
yeah.
too, yes.
Okay.
We'll do
So she passed
that.
away the exact
No,
same way
no.
too,
We're gonna
then?
get it. I was gonna say we could have put her on there, but I don't think she gets legendary status.
What?
No, I don't think.
That's another day.
That's another day.
We're gonna touch that.
Our guest will start us off. If you had to
MJ
pick
versus Prince. Who you gotta pick?
MJ,
And why?
You
Prince.
have to pick one?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you gotta tell us why you're not.
This is why I said
I
start with
cannot pick MJ over Prince or Prince over MJ because Sasha's Curves, wasn't a true MJ fan or a true Prince fan.
Okay.
Just note the audience. She's now leaving the building.
Oh, yeah.
I like them both, but I never thought that Prince was better than Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson was better than Prince. I just didn't look at them in that regard. I never pitted them against one another for any type of reason. I love some of Michael Jackson's stuff and I love some of Prince's stuff, and that's just how, for me, it was.
Okay, then if that's the case, who would be your top dog, your top female, or anyone?
Oh, that's easy. Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
I'm leaving.
Lock off his sister.
Why?
Lock off his sister.
Why?
Hold on.
We're leaving you out the rest of the story.
Why?
Back to MJ. Back to the legends.
I'm confused.
No.
Now this is MJ versus Prince.
Go back
based on their musical talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, back to the legends.
Has
Back
to,
to the
have to step away right now.
Just the whole Sabbath.
Cool.
Sabbath.
Cool. Yeah.
Whole Sabbath.
I will go on and preach that MJ still is, in my book, the greatest of all time.
Why?
The greatest what of all time? That's it.
Entertainer.
Entertainer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So he's the geet. He's not. No, what do you call that?
No, he's
the
not
gout?
the geet. He's the GOAT.
It's not the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
The greatest artist of all time?
He's the greatest
of all time.
performer, greatest singer, greatest songwriter. Now, again, when you talk about legendary status,
Okay.
you have to have a legacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did Michael Jackson start?
Yeah, when he's a
He
kid.
was a 5, I think.
When did we think about Prince?
Later on in
yeah,
life.
No,
He was in
later
his
on.
teens,
Yeah,
right? I
okay.
think he spent like 40 years.
So
of-
think about it. So
Okay.
right away, Michael had 10 years on him. Easy.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great. That's great.
Easy.
That's great.
No,
No, but you're talking like Michael. When Michael came in, he came in as a part of a group. He wasn't
He
like
was
a
the leader
solo-
of the group at
Okay,
age
yeah.
10.
Let
He
him-
was not
Let
the
it finish.
leader
Let it finish. I
until
got
a certain part.
I got one for him. Don't
Okay,
worry.
go
I
on.
got some.
No,
ahead,
Mike
continue.
was talented from birth.
Okay.
I'm telling you, from when they did that first audition in Gary, Indiana, and they had the black and white, and you saw him, no child has done whatever he did at that time. Now you took that, and of course, based on the work ethic of the family, also based on the father's discipline and so forth, he built an empire with the group, with the family.
Right.
Now, come 79, okay, he now says, well, Michael says, well, I wouldn't say Michael says, but the father says, you know what, you're gonna have a big career based on what you've done for the group.
No, it's Barry Gordy that did that.
Well, okay, but I'm saying, like, someone stepped in and said, hey, let's take you to that next level. And they took him out, he made this the solo album, which broke records for that time. So they continue to jump on that success. Again, the next album broke records, even it's worldwide status.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe
Yeah, it's probably the
Thriller
biggest
is
album
the biggest album. It's
So-
in the Guinness Book of World Records
so,
as
yeah.
the biggest selling album of all time. Right? Now,
I
he
hate that video,
continued.
by the way.
It's the greatest video ever.
That's one of
Scared
the
the
best.
shit.
Me too.
Yes,
Me
but that's why it was so great.
To this day.
Yeah.
No, most definitely.
Go on
The
anymore.
full one, the full feature.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yes.
Yep, no.
Great. But
I'll watch it.
going further.
Booming bass.
Yeah, I have that baritone voice. So,
Oh,
he's scared. I'm just overpowering him. I have to apologize. But anyways, going further, after he made those albums, the first few albums, he kind of died down and he started making quicker albums. You know, Bad and Dangerous and so forth. And he kept on putting out just because he could put it out. And it was not really the greatest music, but because of his status, it just flew off the charts.
Well, Dangerous is a good album.
Oh, no, don't get me
Bad
wrong.
is a good album.
Yes, they're good, but I'm saying they weren't,
After that.
crazy. Right, I mean, again, he was using his name later on. But again, he revolutionized music.
Sorry.
The whole We Are the World. Him, Lionel, Stevie, I believe, wrote it. Oh no, him and Lionel wrote the song.
Something like that.
Yes, it was him and Lionel that wrote the song. And then he got everybody to participate. I didn't see Prince there.
No, Prince. Album.
Right? Boom. He goes off. Does his thing, whatever. Concert after concert, selling out places crazy, right? Commercials like crazy, right? Oh, don't be laughing about his commercials. All right? Just because his hair burned doesn't mean nothing, all right? He still made commercials.
That was-
and his commercials,
Smiting him for his pedophile joke.
all of a sudden,
I put all of that to the side. That
No, that has nothing
has
to do with
nothing to do
it.
with your music.
no. What I'm saying
gonna
is,
use it, though.
He said,
Right.
well,
Let's not bring up R. Kelly.
no.
I would
Let's
never.
not talk about that. But anyways, what I'm saying is Michael Jackson was at the top of the charts for 80% of his career.
Right.
Okay.
From when he was young to, again, he was what, 50 when he passed? Give or take?
Yeah. But he wasn't at the top of those.
No, I'm saying 80%. So when he hit about 35 to 40, he was on his decline. And again, that's when legal problems happened, blah, 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 and he kind of died out. Again, if he was still alive to this day, when he did that concert, he would have been back on top of the charts.
No.
Yes.
No. I don't.
Remember, he's worldwide. You're talking
Yeah,
about
no,
North
but it's
America.
still-
Because
How do you not say that about Prince then?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Let's Slang take that.
Take your
Take that. Take that.
Okay, first of all, these are one of those age-old questions where what does the GOAT mean to you? What does the greatest of all time mean to you?
Well,
What is the category that you're speaking of? Are you talking? Because for me, I look at it as the greatest artist of all time. He's the most talented, the most consistent,
telling me
The
MJ
better singer, yes, I said it. The better singer. Okay?
Please,
The better singer.
talk to this guy, please.
Longevity. Yes, Michael started early, but Michael finished way earlier than Prince. Prince was still doing his thing till death. In fact, that's what they say is part of the reason why he died. And Prince was always also still
So he's not
relevant. He was still relevant.
Michael wasn't. No one knows if Michael was still writing that.
Well, Michael was. He was doing a tour.
He was coming back. Right. He was coming back.
from
Right.
tours.
That doesn't mean he wasn't still doing music.
Listen, man, we're not talking about fantasies and ponytails here, brother.
Okay.
We're talking about what happened. And what happened is
We
he
don't
fell
know.
short of the
We
comeback.
don't know if he was doing
Well, we don't-
more music.
Exactly.
Right.
We don't. So who cares?
But you're saying because Prince was known that he kept on doing. Yes, we know that because he
Right.
put it out there. We don't know that.
So,
Michael did
okay,
it.
so how are we going to judge what we don't know? So how's that even in the conversation? We don't know. It doesn't matter.
Continue.
What we know is that Prince, and the reason we know that is because Prince was still relevant. Prince played multiple instruments. So did Michael, but Prince played and orchestrated and wrote for other artists to
I mean,
make
that's did
hits.
that too, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
For who? Name one.
Rockwell.
Brownstone.
Back in the day, yes. Brownstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Brownstone, I'm not even. Okay, Rockwell Brownstone.
SWV.
Name more than one hit wonders than that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he.
Brownstone's a one-hit wonder.
He didn't write. Brownstone is a one-hit wonder. Don't be ridiculous. And he didn't write the SWV song. They sampled his song.
No.
Mike
I
Prince.
think he wrote for
Prince
them.
made
I think
stars.
I think he did write for them,
he probably go further.
but I think because again they won't sample this stuff if he didn't really.
No, well, he would. No, he would have to say
Right.
that. But he probably did write for other artists. But Michael wasn't known for that. Prince was. Known
Okay, you know what?
for that.
Okay, you know what? Scratches,
No.
scratches.
No, you
Change MJ.
No, we're not. We can't.
No, I'm gonna throw in a third person in there. If that's the case, if there's
This third
a
person better be good.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder,
Stevie's not dead yet.
but still no, I'm not saying
I don't
that.
think you
But you can put him.
Stevie Wonder
You
in
can put him.
that category.
I don't think you put
Against
Stevie in that
these two
category.
guys.
Why is that?
I don't think you.
He wrote a lot of songs
Yeah.
for
Not
a
even
lot of
that,
people.
though, but when we think about these two, we think of entertainers, we think singing,
right.
we think dancing,
That's
we
right.
think a whole lot of a
Overall-
combination
overall
of
artistry.
plethora of
But
a
this-
lot of
so
things.
okay, but
You
these
can't-
guys are in the same.
but
And these guys are also in the same era.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Same time.
But okay, but that if that's the case, there's other people that motivated or inspired these
Before
guys to be
them,
there.
but not in their era. In their era, what it's like.
So we're just talking about their era?
Well, it's kind of, yeah, definitely. Well, it's not only that. It's like I don't think you can compare things. I don't like comparisons of Kobe to Jordan or LeBron to Jordan. I don't really like those comparisons.
No.
Or Nas to Drake or Drake to Jay-Z because it's different
Different
timelines.
times,
Because
yeah.
the timelines are different, the effect and how their careers went is going to be naturally
and the
different.
music is actually
And the
gonna be
music's different
too.
by far.
Yeah.
By far. So these two directly battled in their time, right? They directly were the two male artists of their time.
Right.
Michael was definitely more popular. I will never
Yeah,
dispute
absolutely.
that. Absolutely more popular. But in terms of talent and whose music I liked more, and I can't take nothing from Michael because Michael was a bad yoke. But Prince, to me, if we're talking artistry, was that guy. He's that guy.
You know what freaked me out about Prince? His singing voice and his speaking voice.
Totally different.
Holy
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. He's a better singer. His octaves,
just like-
his range is way better than Michael's.
Yeah.
And
But-
Michael
but-
can
but-
sing.
Michael's
Michael can
range-
dance way better than Prince. That's
Obviously,
damn
yeah.
sure.
I thought
Michael
Prince
can
was-
perform better. Prince can dance. I don't know if you saw the clip.
Oh, yeah, he can.
James Brown, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
and Prince all on the same stage, right? Now Michael did his little Michael thing. James was already performing. Then they brought off Prince, but Prince didn't dance. He put on that guitar and started playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Boom. Because he knows what his
This
go-to
artistry.
was.
This artistry.
I
Right?
thought Prince was gay at one point.
Biggest gallus.
Right?
And look at him.
But because look at him.
Wasn't
he
he not?
was like,
Was he not married to that Canadian girl that lived at
Yeah, for a
Yeah,
while.
Prince's
he's very,
bridal path?
very small. He dressed in women's clothing. he
But
kept
girls
his
like
hair.
guys who look like girls. Woo! Most girls. Well, that's a different day.
I like man,
Pretty boys.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
All right, let's wrap this up, man. You gotta wrap this up, or you guys have?
You go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
okay. Well, like I said, I'm saying Prince just because overall artistry. But
Again, let's face
I'm
it.
the tie break.
let's
No, you've already been
You're over.
You're eliminated from the conversation here. I'm sorry.
You know what we'll do next time?
We'll do a female.
Whitney Houston versus
Yeah,
Mariah Carey.
we'll say that.
Mariah Carey all the way.
You're mad, man.
We're not even.
Anyway, that takes that. What is that? We're gonna turn that out. That's it. We call
I
it
think
that.
so.
Yep.
Yep.
Because we have no real format. It's turned out to bedlam. Sasha came in and mashed up whole
I'm not gonna
format.
do anything.
Just remember, we are on YouTube.
Hit 'em
We
with
are
it.
on Twitter.
I never remember that stuff.
We are on Facebook.
No idea what it is.
It is the Mandem Podcast.
Don't forget the email.
Oh,
Slang and
yeah,
Talk Show
Slang
at
and Talk Show
gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
Email us your ideas, comment your ideas or
You can,
topics.
like I said, you can find us at,
Chime in.
Twitter at Slang and Tokes. You can find, even if you don't find that, you can always find us individually. We have our
That's right.
tags there.
That's right.
I'm Sir Tokes 21.
And I'm
this is-
Slang you on everything. No, that's just no. That's sorry. Just because I know how
Yeah,
this thing
it's
goes.
gonna be say, yeah.
Slang Hugh. That's on everything. You guys. That's how I can break it down.
What's everything? How do you spell that? So, anyways, that's our guest.
Oh,
Sasha, it was a pleasure.
thank
Yes,
you for
definitely.
having
Hope
me.
to hear you again
There's the
soon.
alarm telling you guys to shut up.
Oh, there you go. Well, if that's the case, then we are out. Peace.
Bye.
World famous, yes. World famous, yes.
Sir Tokes is in the building.
It's yours truly, Slang Hugh.
World famous, yes. World famous, yes.
I agree with everything the man was saying.
Nonsense.
Boom, are you dumb?
You wanna lie?